So welcome back, guys, to Long Live the Queen. Small life update before we get started. So I was able to see the bone specialist in my area, and they checked my elbow. Good news is that I actually don't have a fracture, but I do have some soft tissue and ligament damage, which is good news, which means instead of 6 to 8 weeks in a sling, I'm just on 2 to 4 weeks of rest, and I'm already on about week 2-ish. My elbow's feeling a lot better. I've got a lot more range of motion. I can pretty much use a mouse now, so Long Live the Queen is going to be kind of a short series that we may return to in the future because there's a lot of plot lines and a lot of things we can do. But we will be returning to Long Live the Dark after I finish whatever plot that we're at. If things go well, I'm thinking another 2 videos. If they don't, I do want to at least get 2 more videos of Long Live the Queen, just so we have this next upload week is just Long Live the Queen instead of 1 Long Live the Queen and 1 The Long Dark. So it's, makes more sense. Long Live the Queen is also a lot easier to edit because I'm not cutting out as much just random walking. So I can get a lot more raw footage that's usable. So I may be looking at games similar to this again in the future when I'm not in the mood to spend 2 hours editing. But that's just how the YouTube game is. So let's get started. So we are on Fub 4. Alright, so what happened last time was that the guy that we had accepted the necklace from came in. We learned that it was a proposal gift, and we quote-unquote politely turned him down, which did not work out fantastically in our favor. We still got quite a bit of time before the event that I'm hoping we can get to and finally see happens. So we're going to just try and survive until then, try and get the skills that we're going to need up. I'm thinking what we're going to do... Both Lumen and Animal Handling are pretty good, but I think we're going to go all out on Lumen and try and max out our Lumen. And I think we're just, going to put it all in the same ones, and let's see where we end up. You close your eyes and call out when you detect your mentor casting a silent spell beside you. You learn to detect ongoing enchantments such as blessed weapons that can do magical damage. You learn to tell the difference between different kinds of magical signatures so that you can tell roughly what a spell you detect is meant to achieve. Let's see if I can remember these voices. You are requested to stand in judgment. A woman has been convicted of attempted murder and requests the mercy of the crown. Your Highness, the Slattern? Okay. Dares to beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister under her own roof. Which sister? Corisande, the Duchess of Mead. Is she alright? She's unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone could eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? It's justice! Them devils killed me brother and broke me ma's heart. Lied to her, they did, when she went to see why he'd not come back. Said he'd gone for a soldier when he would never. He weren't the only one neither. I waited 10 years for my chance to get my own back. That's justice. You see, completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. This might have something to do with the last Duke of Mead. He was involved in all sorts of scandals. Alright, so we can put her to work, imprison her, execute her, ask the Earl of the Low about her story. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Let's do this one. I need to know if she has any justification for her actions. Did the old Duke kill her brother? Are you accusing my family? I am asking what happened. The honor of our line is far greater than that of the wet-bottomed child who sits the throne. What? Without warning, the Earl of Lowe draws a dagger and slices the convict's throat. No one harms my family. No one. He throws the blood-stained blade on the floor and walks away. Well, that didn't go well. At least he didn't try and kill us, but I have a sneaking suspicion we are on the plot line to be overthrown. I want to be not... Oh, we're angry. Great. But I want to be less depressed. We need something that would be cheerful to make us less depressed. Yielding and lonely would also get one. Okay, that actually might be a good one. Alright. Okay. We are now angry. Great. Alright, so what can we do? Weapons would be a good time. We're gonna need to do weapons. Weird that economics gets a boost from that, but whatever. We may continue to do Lumen, because it looks like it got even more of a boost. Yeah, we may do Lumen. We can just focus on maxing out Lumen right now, I think. So let's finish up Sense Magic. I think 2 more should finish it up. You expand your magical perceptions to gain some idea of where a detected spell was cast from and how long ago. You learn to detect the latent power that signifies a lumen, even when he or she is not actively working magic. You expend your senses, learning to detect spells and magical creatures at a greater distance. So we're almost maxed on that one. As you are walking one day in the gardens, you hear a strange sound, and you look up to see an owl fluttering overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. That's funny. I thought owls were nocturnal. I guess I was wrong. When you return to the castle, your father is waiting for you. There is a woman here to see you. She wishes crown funding for a project. Thank you for seeing me, your royal highness. I come to you on behalf of the people. I wish to build a hospital where children afflicted with disease can be brought for treatment. We didn't fail that one. We failed that one. Putting all the sick people together, wouldn't that make them die even faster? We are not interested, because, you know, that's how it is. If we take anger down, we will still be angry. So I think that's what we're going to do. Because I want to try and prep us to be in a situation where we can very easily change our mood. Okay. So we're going to do... our sense magic is 100 with the thing. Which I hate doing another sense magic, but we need to max it out even if there's only 5. Actually, we'll wait until Lumen doesn't have a major bonus. We're wearing the outfit right now, so I will say it is not a major priority, and let's not waste a class just getting 5 more experience in it. You learn to consciously project a magical shield around your body, blocking intrusion. A powerful technique, but you can't keep it up for long. You gain increased resistance against heat and cold and become comfortable in different weather and environments, and able to sip hot soup without burning your tongue. You learn how to quickly flare magical shields around you to deflect an incoming attack. This uses much less energy than a constant shield, but requires good timing to be effective. You learn how to maintain a low-level deflection field, so the magical attacks not directly targeted at you will slide harmlessly aside. This doesn't need much power, so you can keep it up for long periods of time. Remember, the Festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebration for the commoners, followed by a grand gala for the nobility. A grand ball? There will be dancing. As queen, you will be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting, giving a speech. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean, not safe? Outside of the castle, you are less well protected. If anyone means you harm, think on it for now. Decide later. Word has come from the factory for books that you funded. They have assembled enough equipment to begin printing test pamphlets. As their royal sponsor, it is your right to decide the content of the first printing. Great. Let's do poems praising your mother. I feel like that's the least crazy one. Would I want them to... That is not our voice. What I want them to print is a memorial for my mother, how beautiful she was, and strong and noble and wise. I don't want anyone to forget her. That's very thoughtful of you. For a moment, he blinks repeatedly and does not speak. There's a letter for you as well. Great, we're gonna have a fun time trying to pronounce this game. It's from Bryony. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother still won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently her uncle, Kevin, is absolutely furious about that woman's trial. She's bored and looking for an adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest to her. Alright, we can talk to the Duchess again. Interesting, let's do it. Psst, I need to talk to you. What is it? The priestess, Selena. She's a lumen. I can sense it. I know. What do you mean you know? If you knew that, why didn't you tell me? You didn't need to know. Your job is managing the domain. Some of us have other duties. Our missions have been passed down for centuries, little princess. We are here to train you. You don't need to know any more than that. Let's order her to explain. You're supposed to obey me. I order you to tell me everything you know. That would require more time than we have available. If you survive, you will learn. We're gonna be very angry. Let's see how angry. We are very angry. So much for my plan. Alright, let's see where our skills are at. I think we could do 1 in resist magic and 1 in wields, so let's do that. We're gonna save real quick. You. 5. Okay. Let's go. You learn how to direct counter-offense magic with, your own power so that you can burn out a spell that someone else has cast. This is very dangerous if the other spell is too powerful. Your increased skill and power gives you innate resistance to mind-affecting magic. By concentrating, you can create a wave of discontent which panics or enrages animals in the area. You learn to create a blade of solid light which you can wield like a sword to slice through flesh and stone alike. Today is the procession and planting for Festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns about your safety, please stay here. The people will recover from disappointment. If we lose you, there is no recovery. We are not going to go. It's too dangerous. No, I guess I'd rather stay here. You watch the procession from your tower window, feeling safe but lonely. Suddenly you hear someone moving about inside your room. You turn in surprise, but it's only a maid. My lady, what are you... Should you not be in the procession? Skipping a major festival? Is everyone wondering about me? We're gonna confess our fears. I can't go outside. There might be assassins. Oh. That was a little less than I was expecting. Alright, we are very, very, very angry. Well, we're about angry and depressed, so I'd rather be less depressed. So we need yielding, lonely, and cheerful. It's gonna make us a lot of yielding. Let's do that, actually. Okay, we're still angry, which is good, because we want to finish up Lumen, which still has a good bonus. So we're gonna do 2 in wield magic, and I think that will be enough to finish that one off. You learn to direct a beam of searing light through the end of a staff, burning whatever you point it at. By concentrating, you create a wave of discontent which panics, confuses, or enrages other people around you. You learn to shape light into images of things that are far away or things that don't exist at all. You learn to create a powerful explosion of light, burning those caught within and blinding others who look at it. You learn how to use images to wield your other powers at great distance. There we go. You have nothing more to learn about wield magic. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. We're gonna fail a lot of things. All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all. Seeing yourself reflected in so many eyes makes you want to run away and hide. After a moment, you force yourself to carry on, but you're sure they've all seen you hesitate. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. After this, you must choose your own partner. There are a number of men who hope to catch your eye. The Duke of Kegel, alone, has brought 3 eligible sons, all near your age. You look around the room at all your possible partners, which is to say, everyone. No one may begin dancing until you do. You can pick whomever you want, and you will not be denied. Okay, so, let's do someone younger. You may be too young to hold a title in your own, but you are not the youngest noble present. That honor falls to Adair, the young lord of Elith, who is only 12 and a head shorter than you are. Next to him, you look positively adult.
Hi, Elodie.
He looks absolutely terrified at the prospect of having to dance with a girl, but the little lord is too well bred to refuse you. Still, you have to be careful not to step on him. Dancing with a real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father. You knew him, knew his steps like a part of you. Now every move is a mystery. Unfortunately, you use track of which steps you're supposed to do, and you trip over your own feet. Oops. Between the dances, there is time for the guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bits of exquisite food. During a lull in the music, Bannon, the Duke of Marie, taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting the clear note ring out through the room. God, I don't remember what his accent was. If I might have your attention, I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her respect for tradition and the rights of the nobility means that we can all sleep safe in our beds. Our boundaries are strong and secure, our lands well defended. No one would dare to steal from us. The blatant falseness of her words grates on your ears. He's challenging your honor in front of the entire assembly. I can't let this slide. Oh boy. I should have saved. Oh god. We don't have any weapons, but we have Lumen. But I don't know if that's going to be the check. And if we kill someone with Lumen powers, I feel like that will be bad. If we order his execution, I feel like that's definitely going to have the nobility rise up against us before we get to the plot point. So we're going to challenge him to a duel. You insult my honor. Elodie, no. You pull off your long white glove and hurl it at the ground at Bannon's feet. I demand satisfaction. Witness that it was never my intent to endanger the royal succession. However, these actions have proven that Her Royal Highness is too unstable and too immature to sit the throne. For the safety of our domain, I will accept. The floor is cleared and both of you change into more appropriate attire as challenged party. Bannon has the choice of weapons. He chooses swords. Die. Yep, thought so. You charge in, swinging your blade wildly, trusting that he would not dare seriously attempt to harm a young woman of royal blood in front of so many witnesses. Unfortunately, you are fatally incorrect. The last thing you see in the expression of Bannon's face, he seems almost regretful. You wonder why, but you don't wonder for long. And there we go. Yep. Alright. Elodie did not survive to reach her coronation. Nova would have to go on without her. But it doesn't have to end this way. Make different choices, train different skills. Elodie's star may rise again. We're gonna load game, and we're gonna go there. Okay. I don't remember where we are, but we can check our skills and see where we're at. Okay. Okay. So we haven't finished off resist, we haven't finished off wield. We didn't need those skills in the ones that we were using. So we're going to try and get court manners up. I think that's going to be our best bet. So conversation, court manners. You review the correct readings for guests according to rank and when to extend your hand to another. All nobles expect their due honors. As the person of highest rank within the domain, no one may sit at any formal event unless you give them permission. No one must ever turn their back on you. If they do, you are intended to recognize the insult. Okay. Today is the procession. Okay, so this is the procession of the good lady. This is where we're at. We're gonna skip ahead, but we are going to rather not go. We're gonna make the same choices. Okay. What mood are we at? We're still angry. I think this is what we did last time, so we're gonna do that. Okay. Good. So we're gonna continue to do court manners. Even though I would like to do some royal demeanor, I think court manners is gonna be the best bet we can do in short term. You study rules for formal dining, including the proper utensils for different dishes. As the queen, no one will comment on your mistakes, but they will notice them. You study the traditions of ballroom etiquette, how to politely accept or defer an offer, and how to avoid the impressions of attachment to an individual. Grand ball. So this is the grand ball. Alright, let's see if we can not die this time, guys. We're definitely not going to pass any of those. We only had 2 days to prepare. But hopefully we're going to make the same decisions. We're going to do someone younger than us. And come on. I don't want to skip ahead because it'll go right to the next choice. I want to see if it changes. Alright, he's starting his speech. Please have enough court manners. Oh, it's composure, not court manners. Fuck. We're gonna order his execution this time. I don't have to listen to this. Guards, off with his head. Do you see? Impulsive, violent, and chaotic. Is this really what we want in our leader? Guards, I said arrest him. A guard steps hesitantly towards the Duke of Marie, but the other nobles join ranks around him. Traitors! Listen. Well, all of you, I respect our royal line. I make allowances for the princess's youth and recent tragedy, but in these troubled times we require strong leadership. In light of her inexperience, I move that the princess be married to the strongest available candidate. That man will then hold the throne as king regent to protect our princess and our domain. As the sole eligible Duke of Nova, that duty would fall to me. So you admit you're just trying to take power for yourself. There's no other choice. You clearly could not wed your own father or uncle. Young Elith is still a child, and the Duke of Kegel is happily married. For the stability of Nova, I am the only candidate. By right of blood, Elodie is your queen. Elodie would retain her title, and her children would inherit, but we cannot afford an incompetent queen. I am not incompetent. It would seem that no one is listening to you anymore. I call for a vote among the dukes and duchesses of Nova. Do we leave our fates in the hands of a child, or do we take action? The vote of Marie is for change. Kalor stands with the queen. She is my sister's child, and she is my sister's child, and her stated heir. I cannot vote. I abstain. Mazambo stands with the queen. Ursel stands with the queen. Kegel stands with the queen. We may live through this. I don't know how many of these guys we have, but Sadbury votes for change. Mead votes for change. Lilia votes for change. We may not win this one. Everyone is voting for change. You do a quick tally in your head and realize you've lost. I serve with the will of the people. No, sigh. It's not. We're going to our room. No, this is bad. Oh no, you're not. Oh fuck, guards. Oh boy. This is somehow worse. Okay. As soon as we can arrange for a ceremony, we will be married. That's alright then. And so the reins of power slip from Elodie's grasp. Nova would have to go on without her. But it doesn't have to end this way, make different choices. Alright, so we kind of got backed into a corner. I could go to a later load and try and fix it. But I think a lot of the choices we made... That's the issue with this game sometimes, is when you're trying to do a certain plot point, especially the one that I'm doing that requires a lot of skills to make happen that you have to start early. If you don't do certain skills and pass certain things, you're going to lose before you can get there. So